So 120.68 units of profit. That is incredible. Across the last 120 days from Bet365 only, 355 total bets. That's absolutely magnificent. And I say that because a lot of these value betting providers, systems, websites that you'll sign up for, you have to be glued to your screen because they're going to send you 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 bets as part of the system, across this a similar time frame. 120 days, 355 total bets, 120 units of profit. If you had £50 stakes, that is £6,000 profit across 120 days. That is absolutely incredible. This is an away win system across the Christmas period. We're going to dig into it in this video, and this is a 2025 guide to value betting. And in this specific example, we're going to be looking at the away wins. If you want to see other examples where I do a similar sort of thing, go through the settings, show you how to track your bets, paper trade, that kind of thing, then just let me know in the comments, and thumbs up if you are enjoying this video and want to see more of this series. So without further ado, let's get into it. So welcome to the video, welcome to the channel if you are new, and in this one we are going to break down that system. Over 120 units of profit in the last 120 days. Absolutely fantastic. And I'm going to break down value betting for you, the probability model, how it works, and hopefully this can be a nice guide for you in 2025. So let's first touch on value betting. Now I'll put some graphics up here as I explain this, but what is a value bet? Nice and simple. If some of you don't know what it is, we have the OddAlerts probability model, and we also have the bookmakers. The bookmakers set a price based on their own prediction, shall we say. And I think this is a good way to look at odds in general. Look at them as a prediction. So whenever you are looking through Bet365 or wherever you get your odds, you can just then quickly convert the odds into a confidence rating. And I think that helps, generally speaking, whether you're just betting on singles, doubles, or value betting as part of a larger system. Now, a value bet, in our case, for the OddAlerts probability model, let's say we have a full-time result for the home win, and the model, based on all of the data that the model uses, which includes player contribution, recent form, head-to-head, lots of data points on both teams as well, as you would imagine. Let's say the model has given this game a prediction rating for the home win of 1.5 implied odds. So the odds that should be available in our opinion, on OddAlerts for the probability model is 1.5. Then you look on Bet365 and you see that the odds are 1.9 or evens. That is what we call value. You're getting a better price than you should based on the OddAlerts probability model. And the value bets that we saw, and all the value bets on OddAlerts, they are powered by the probability model and have been for the past 4 years. And if you just check out the Discord, you can see how well some users have done from value betting on OddAlerts using that probability model. So that is the basics of value betting. That is how it works. That is why it is very successful, because if you've got a decent model, then long term, if you're consistently finding value, you should be golden. Now, an important thing with value betting, and I mentioned this on X the other day, you don't need to win every bet. And this is a big shift from people that have previously just been betting on stats and had some strategies around form or trends, or just looking at data and doing research, because you need those games to win, because you research them as if they're going to win, right? That's the whole point of it. But with value betting, you understand that losses are a massive part of it. And with the profitability calculator that I showed you before, you can see that losses are okay. You can see that actually that system, I think it was 38% of games won, so 38% hit rate, and you've got 120 units of profit because you're value betting. So it doesn't matter. And that is one thing, one fundamental shift that people need to accept. And some people just can't grasp it, really. And they don't have the discipline or the patience to see out a value betting strategy, but it is a absolute requirement, I'm afraid. So with that said, let's now talk about the probability model for a moment. So the probability model on OddAlerts is always working, always taking in new data, continuously analyzing thousands of teams, games, data points across every single league in the world. And you can see the probability model here on the fixture feed. It runs through many, many features on the website. You can filter for it directly using quick filters here. You can just filter for home wins. Let's say, show me all the teams, home win, over 64%. We can just search. I'm super zoomed in on this video, but now we can see we are sorting all games by home wins. Now, the implied odds here will show you that 1.07, that's not great, is it, in terms of a bet? But if we were to go onto this game, we can check the odds, and it's 1.04, so we can see instantly that's negative value. But I imagine if you go through some of these games, you will find value. Now, this is the long way to do it. This is, if you're just doing research, this is absolutely fantastic. If you are just putting on doubles or trebles or something at a weekend, this is fine. If you've got a system based on stats and data points, the last 10 games, last 5 games, quick filters is for you. But if you are value betting, there are different tools and pages on OddAlerts that you can use. Let me show you the first now. This is the value betting app, and you can access it from oddalerts.com/app. And you'll notice that there are many markets, and in this one we are going to be focusing on the away win. So you can click it and it will reload. It's going to show you the next 7 days of value bets. And this is not based on my filters as of yet. I've reset my settings. This is a fresh account. And what you can do is head to the settings page, and you'll see that the defaults look something like this. Now, it's based on closing odds, which means the latest odds are going to be shown in here. So these are the odds right now. You can do an odds comparison by clicking on the odds button here. You can track this if you've got a bet selection, a bankroll set up. Very easy to do. Now, if you were to just go onto the profit tab here, you'd see that it is not a profitable system at the moment, and that's to be expected, absolutely. You need to adjust your settings first, because at the minute we're only filtering for, well, we're not filtering at all for any probability. It's just filtering between 1 and 100, so you're letting in teams that are very unlikely to get an away win. You're still taking them, even if it's value. You don't really want that. So what you can do is just tweak this. Let's set this to 40%. And always, for me, I look at opening odds. Now, this means that you will have to enable the alerts, or you can keep coming back and checking this page if you want. This page is absolutely live. It'll show you the games as they are in the database, but the automated alerts will let you know when new games are added to your settings, which, as you'll see in a moment, with opening odds on Bet365. So as soon as this game drops on Bet365, you're going to get a notification. And for value betting, it's absolutely crucial, because we'll see the difference in a minute between opening and closing. And I'm sure there is similar profit from opening to closing, but certainly opening and closing, there's a big difference in profit, because the value just gets eaten. People jump on the games because of tools like this, and the odds drop considerably, which is a good sign. If you get on that opening price or near opening price, and you see the odds drop towards the kickoff time, you know you're onto a good thing. And even if that bet proceeds to lose, it doesn't actually matter. You beat the closing line value. So we'll stick with opening odds, and we'll keep this with Bet365 for this example as well. The odds 1.8 is pretty low, isn't it? We want over evens at least. Let's go 2.5 for this. And this is me just tinkering with it, and there's not that many settings, and this video aims to just show you how easy it is for you to actually just tinker and see the results across the last 120 days. If you want to look further than 120 days, I'm going to show you as well how you can do that towards the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. The value, let's keep that at 5%, shall we? Minimum games played, we'll keep it at 0. Keep everything at 0. You can tweak this as you like. We will hit save and get, and then it's going to take us back to the feed, and we will see some of the games that are upcoming now. So we can see a game in Cyprus, implied odds of 1.7 with the model. Reality is 2.6, so 52% value there. We've got a game in the FA Cup, Southampton hosting Swansea. Swansea are 4.2 to win. Southampton lost 5-0 at home to Brentford, didn't they? So even the draw no bet, double chance looks a good option there as well. BTTS potentially as well with the way Southampton are playing. But yeah, regardless, and this is the thing with value betting as well, you don't need to know about these teams because the model does. That is the most important thing. You take away some of the research. The research becomes the data, the filters, the settings. So yeah, that is another mindset shift to take on as well. So this is your feed, and as I said before, you can view an odds comparison for all of the teams. You can track these bets instantly. And now what we'll do is just check the profit again. We hit get on our new settings, and we can see that we've got 196 units of profit. But notice at the top, 2,157 selections. So that's a bit too much for me. So it's 17 bets per day on average. Of course, there'll be more volume at the weekends and stuff like that. And again, 785 wins from over 2,000 bets. This is about 36% or something in terms of the win percentage. And it just goes back to what I was saying before, that you don't need to win every single selection. And it takes tools like this for you to understand. And I hope that this can be an eye-opener for many people. Average winning odds of 3. Let's try and get that total number of games down. So what can we change here? Well, we're looking at 40%. Let's put this to 45%, shall we? Minimum odds 2.5. Well, we saw our average winning odds were 3. Let's go with that. And again, you could put 3.1, 3.2. Just try and find that sweet spot for you. And then the value we will keep the same. Minimum games played, you could put this to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because you know, the model is looking at data from teams from last season, from this season. It can only work with, like us, you know, when you're doing your research, it can only work with the data that is there. So for some seasons, for some teams, obviously it's going to take a bit of time to adjust. Even humans or machines can't account for what happened with Manchester City, for example. You know, that sudden drop off. The model has to adjust, and it can take a few games. That's completely normal, completely part of the variance, because when there's one Manchester City that everybody knows about, there's probably 10 or 15 teams in Europe going through a similar spell right now. So minimum games played, you can toggle with that. I'm going to keep everything the same. And the only thing we're going to change here is the probability and the odds. So odds of 3, probability of 45%, max of 100, opening odds again. We hit save and get, and we've got the Swansea-Southampton game at the top now. The previous game was, I can't remember what it was, but it's gone. And now we're going to check the profit again, and let's see what we get. And there we are, 355 selections now, profit of 120.68 units. So this is what we had at the start of the video, and you can tweak this further, but that's pretty incredible, isn't it? How just a couple of little tweaks got us from over 1,000 fixtures, thousands of fixtures, sorry, to 355, a much more maintainable, achievable approach and system. And I think this is what I like about this new value betting tool on OddAlerts, that it is completely customizable to you. You have your own feed. If you've ever tried some of the others, they're not really like that. They just throw value bets at you, and you have to have 100 bookmakers, many accounts, all sorts of sports, which you might not know very well. You might get something wrong. You know, do you really want to be betting on hockey and stuff? Up to you. But for this on OddAlerts right now, it is just football, and you are able to select the bookmakers. I'll just show you the bookmakers at the moment. We've got Bet365, 1xBet, William Hill, and Pinnacle as well, interestingly. Yeah, you can do what I've just done, basically just testing the water with the profitability for many, many other markets. More markets coming soon as well. We're going to add corners to here, double chance as well, which is available on the Bet of the Day page. So the model is working. We're just seeing how it's doing at the moment. And yeah, finally, on the profit page, you can then download your CSV, so you can get the next 7 days worth of data, and you can also download the 120 days worth of results. Now, if you require more data, which is completely normal if you want to keep back testing, how did this do across the last 8 months, 9 months, 10 months? If you're in the Discord, we were looking the other day at unders, and the unders had a bit of a boost in performance across the winter, which I would imagine is quite normal if you think about it with the conditions, and, you know, especially in Europe, colder weather would lead to fewer goals, I would assume. But again, if you want to check that out, you can go to this page. This is the data downloads page, and you can download the probability model and the opening odds and the closing odds for all of those markets that you see on the value bets page. So for example, if you want to look at the full-time results, you can download all of 2023, all of 2022, and then all of the months here for 2024. I'm going to update this page soon, maybe by the time you're watching this video, so you'll be able to download 2024 in bulk as well. And another new page that is going to come is a sort of downloads page where you can customize it, so you can say what you want, you can pick the dates, and it just runs a report for you. But for now, that is the profitability calculator. Next, I'm going to show you how you can set up a bankroll so you can start paper trading. So one of the most important parts of value betting is, of course, tracking your bets, especially if you've got a system that's sending 10, 15 bets your way per day on average. That is still quite a lot, but you're going to want to track those bets so you can track your profit and see how you're doing long term. And to do that, it's pretty simple, especially with this news page. You just click track here, and then it'll open in the magic sidebar the game, and it'll automatically know as well what system you're coming from. So you can see here it's automatically selected full-time result, away win, and the odds as well. Now maybe you've got your own bookmaker or a broker and you've actually been able to get 4.5 or something. That can happen. This is just a guideline, to be honest. If you're using Pinnacle as your bookmaker, a lot of people use Pinnacle just as a base, as a comparison, because it's such a sharp bookmaker and the prices are very close to probability, actual probability. Then you can use it as a base. You know, if you can get better than that, you've got value based on Pinnacle. So this is the bet tracking, and we've got the odds here. We're going to say 1.5. We're going to select bankroll, and we're going to create a new bankroll, and we're going to say away wins 2025, and the currency is units. The starting capital is 100. We save the bankroll, and then we can select it. It's already selected if you just created it, and then we save the selection, and then it's done. And you'll see that it automatically updates in the feed. It says that it is in bet tracking already, so when you come back to it, you know that you've already got it saved in your bet tracking. I'm going to show you in a moment how you can view your bet tracking, how you can see the bankroll, how it's doing. So let me just add a few more games, and then we'll jump to the bet tracking section on OddAlerts. So for this section, we head to oddalerts.com/bet tracking. You can find it on the menu as well. And from this page, you can quickly find any game and just add it to your bet tracking. If you just know you just placed a bet, let's say, and you just want to quickly go in and find the prediction, we could just say BTTS, and then you can just add it to your bankroll this way. This was the original bet tracking, and then obviously on the new value bets page, we have a more instant addition to bet tracking, but this is a full-on bet tracking app here. So that's how you can add games. You can search, you can view favorites, popular, but to find your bankrolls, go to the top here, select bankrolls, and we can see my away wins 2025. Let's click on it, and we can see zeros for everything because none of the games have settled yet. Now then, this will alert you when the games settle if you've got your Telegram connected, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Very simple to connect to the bots. Just click bots at the top of the homepage and then OddAlerts bot, and then it will just walk you through the setup process. Just enter your email, the same email that you signed up with, or if you've not signed up yet, you can actually just create an account through the bot, and it'll take you through the whole process. Once you're connected, any alert that you create on OddAlerts will automatically go to that Telegram channel, which is really nice, including the settled bet tracking notifications. Another important alert that will go there is the automated value bet alerts, which will tell you when a new game lands in your value bet settings. Let's check that out now. So it's really simple. All we do is head to the settings again, and then we're going to go to our away win system, and we've got our settings here. And you can see at the top, automated alerts. Never miss a bet with our new automated alerts. Get games sent directly to your phone when new games hit your settings. Very, very important. We are going to enable automated alerts, and it is done. That's it. When a new game drops, it'll go straight to my Telegram, which is important and amazing. And I'll show you why it's important, because we looked at the profit. And we're going to look at the away win again, and we're going to get that profit just to show you and confirm that it's 120 units based on the opening odds on Bet365. So getting there first. The early bird catches the worm, so to speak. Now then, let's edit this. Let's edit the away win. Let's change it to closing odds. So what happens when everybody gets on it, everybody jumps on, the price goes down, we'll save and get, and it'll take us back to the feed. And we can see we've got some games that we haven't tracked. The odds have changed, or some games have just come in as I've been recording the video. And we now go and do the profit. It goes from 120 units to 8.45, fewer selections as well. So 8.45 units of profit is still a profitable system. And this is based on just Bet365, remember? So other bookmakers may have had different prices. You can obviously go to the exchange, Pinnacle, up to you, but it just shows you the difference and the importance of getting on these early. And that is why this feature, which was added towards the end of 2024, was one of the most highly requested features as well. And if you're on the API, if you're not sure what the API is, it allows you to call the value bets data whenever you want. You can do whatever you want with it. You can automate your betting. If that's something you're interested in, you can create your own alerts as well. Many people were doing that before this became a feature. That is the reason for the demand and the need, because it's such a crucial part of value betting, getting on there first, as we have just seen with the difference in profit. Now, 8.45 units, depending on your stakes, it's not too bad, but after nearly 300 bets, you would probably want a little bit more profit. Average winning odds of 3.6, incidentally, so a little bit higher there. So that has been the away win system. Which system would you like me to cover next? And remember, the goal is not to win every single bet. It is about making smart bets that are value bets every single time. If you found this video helpful, let me know by leaving a comment, hitting the subscribe button, and clicking the bell so you never miss another video. If you want prediction videos as well, where I cover some upcoming games from the top leagues, stick around, because I will be also sharing videos like that on the channel, where we use the data and the tools on OddAlerts. And with that, I will leave you, and I will see you in the next one.